Hey, MC here. The calendar now says July 2023. So, thought I'd do a quick video, kind of a springboard off to one G23 just put out, featuring the POF platform. So, he really didn't show the firearm so much. Explained in his video that it was an AR-10. It kind of is, in the fact that it does take the 7.62x5.1 cartridge, the 308. So we have the short versions. These are the AR-15 platforms here. 6.5 Grendel. This one is a 350 Legend. This one is the 223. This one is the 450 Bushmaster. Then we jump up into the AR-10 platform. Typically, this is the 6.5 Creedmoor. This one is the 308 or the 7.62x5.1. This one actually is a converted 6.5 Creedmoor into an 8.6 Blackout. This one is a rimmed cartridge, so that one does not fit into an AR-10 platform. This is a 303 British. This one actually fits into this great big tree trunk looking platform here. And then for size comparison, we have the 30-06. So again, this is a bigger frame yet than the AR-10. So one of the neat things, I guess, with the POF, it's kind of a double-edged sword, so to speak, is that this is the POF Revolution upper. This one is a gas piston system, so it is piston driven, a short stroke piston. Pin to pin frame size. You can see that this Revolution is a AR-15 size pattern. Here is the lower for the Revolution. It is the same pin to pin, same takedown size as the AR. Let me get a camera stand. All right, that's a little bit easier. So takedown size. Pin to pin. You can see the magazine well size difference. So this one, well, it's not a gun, it's a block of aluminum. But this one is your AR-15 pattern. This one is sort of a hybrid. It's a cross. So pin to pin, it is an AR-15. So for size-wise, it's AR-15. But magazine-wise, it is an AR-10. So for size comparison, we have the AR-15 size pattern. This one is an AR-10 pattern. And you can see the difference from pin to pin takedowns and magazine well size. So it is a noticeable difference when you're holding these firearms and carrying them, the weight difference. Same trigger group. And then this one is the POF. See, the magazine wells are the same, but the POF is a shorter frame on the lower. Same buffer tubes. You can use the same safeties. The differences between the Revolution and the Rogue were all the ambidextrous controls. So we had right side and left side controls on these. Magazine release, slide release, and then on top of that I threw on a Fab Defense folding pistol grip. things fit in the gun case a lot more compactly if you can fold the grip down out of the way. I have a new upper on order for this. When that one shows up, we'll do a full review on the POF Revolution in 308. Again, frame size substantially larger with the AR-10. Another neat thing is the bolt carrier group. So on the bottom, we'll grab this one. So the top one is the 6.5 Grendel. The middle one is the POF Revolution in 308. And the bottom one is a Bear Creek. That is a 243. But you can see the differences in the bolt face. This is your smaller bolt face for the Grendel. The Revolution, this one being a gas piston. Your operating rod comes back and strikes here. This one is direct impingement. But the bolts are considerably different. So even though the POF is chambered for a 308 or a 7.62x5.1, it's not really an AR-10, but it is, but it isn't, and it is, and it isn't. So the unique things that set POF apart from all of the other brands are just that. They are proprietary, they are unique. You are not going to be able to take this POF upper and have it fit on, say, this Palmetto State Armory lower, because the pins don't fit. It's a different size. This is probably a better view to see the differences. So AR-10 bolt, sort of an AR-10 bolt. It's actually an AR-15 bolt with an AR-10 bolt face, and they use special proprietary materials so it can handle the pressures and the recoil. The 6.5 Grendel, and actually the bolt faces, are a little bit different on the Grendel versus the 5.56. So if we stand up the 5.56 and the Grendel, 5.56 is on the left, the Grendel is on the right. Now we'll add in the POF Revolution on the right, Grendel in the middle. And on the right now is the 243, or also a 308, the same bolt face. And then on the lowers, you can see the pin lines up. So I've got all of the pins in a line here. The AR-10, quite a bit longer than an AR-15 size, but yet the magwell is a 7.62x5.1 on the POF. So if you buy a one gun specific, you're happy with the platform, you are very limited on the modifications that you can do to the POF. But in theory, the POF has the 5-position gas block. If you go with the gas piston, you already have a hand guard here that is attached differently. So what they do with these, at least on the 308 versions, on the Revolution, and I believe the Rogue, is they cantilever. This is all one piece. Cantilever that up over top of your action. So the top of your receiver and your handguard are locked together, and you've got screws all the way down the side of this thing that hold them together. So it is rock solid. And then with the Revolution, you have this barrel nut that is about this long, so it's about twice as long as your standard barrel nut. For comparison, this is an upper for, actually this one is a Slick Side Bear Creek 243 upper and handguard that I am building an 8.6 blackout into. But you can see the handguards traditionally just slide over top of your barrel nut, lock down in with a couple of screws that does a pinch and locks everything in place. So these top rail sections on your handguard are not necessarily true with your upper receiver. There could be some deviation or deflection with the way that these two parts interact. However, what POF did by making this more or less a monolithic part, one continuous piece, is once this handguard is locked down in place, your scope, your handguard, your receiver all become one unit. Really turning this thing rock solid. But again, you can't just buy an aftermarket AR-10 upper and drop it on because of that pin spacing. It won't fit. So then you go back to POF and you either buy another complete rifle or you spend about as much money on a upper as you would a low budget complete rifle. But I guess it depends on what you want. I've got many Bear Creek uppers, been very happy with those. I've got the POF platform, and I've been very happy with that. Lots of decisions, lots of choices, lots of options. That is the fun thing about working with these AR platforms. Is one size doesn't necessarily fit all. So you have multiple sizes, multiple platforms, and multiple manufacturers taking their twist on how to make all of the parts interact, assemble them in a manner, and you get different results. You can go from the basic to the extreme. Common is nice, parts and pieces all interchange. But then precision is also nice too. This short stroke gas piston. One downside I find with that on my pistol platform is the suppressor is I have to remove the suppressor adapter in order to remove the gas piston plug out of this. It is very short here. I've got a 18.5-inch 308 upper coming, thanks to the ATF's whimsical changing of interpretation, because my firearm was originally purchased with the SB Tactical pistol brace on it. Same thing with my Bear Creek 22 long rifle. This was originally purchased as a pistol, and then somebody changes their mind, and so ended up forced into buying a new upper that was longer than 16 inches. There's always someone trying to hold you down. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. And remember, let freedom ring. Happy Independence Day, everybody. like, share, and subscribe if you would be so kind.